Before we start, I just want to say that the story moves from right to left and from top to bottom. You can see the indications in the pictures from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Right to left, top to bottom, right to left. Angel Densetsu Chapter 84 The Final Holy War. You've been pulling a lot of bullshit around here. You know what it means to make an anime out of Here and High? This is the guy who disturbed Kitano and Koiso, and apparently he's from here. And Kitano and Ryoko are a little surprised and they're just looking at them. And while everyone else hiding behind them, they are frozen still. Of course they are. They were just at the moment of reaffirming their love for one another. Because of the crude, thoughtless action of a friend, they are now being dragged unwillingly back into the world of violence. You got a tab with us and it's gonna be paid now. No! Koiso Ryoko! Kurudo suddenly jumped up out of nowhere and pushed the guy. Kitano and Ryoko are still like, what's going on? Takeshi dropped some ominous hints. I had a feeling you might be here at the spark. I should have known this was going on. Well, I won't allow it. Not on my watch. Kurudo-san, number 1 and number 2 also showed up here. What are you doing here? You promised to go home if we united those ropes. You're not supposed to ruin Kitano-san's love life. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Taro-san and I haven't settled our duel for love yet. Who gives a damn about promises now? First of all, you guys just don't. Kurudo-san, look. Huh? Kurudo has no idea what's going around him. Then he looked around and there's dangerous looking guys ready to fight. What's this? These gentlemen are registering very high on the thugness scale. They look like they're ready to rock. They are from Here in High. What? Here in High, you mean? The school smack in the middle of the town whose student body is made up of like 90% raw street gangsters? What are they doing here? I'm not really sure myself. What? So while Kurudo was figuring things out, the leader of Here in High stood up and he looked like he's really pissed. He's even bleeding. Kitano-san, who's the specially vicious looking one in the middle? Wait, don't tell me. Huh? Oh, you mean the guy you ran over and gave a nosebleed on the way here? That's Nakanishi-san. Apparently he runs things at Here and High. Ah! Kurudo is crying. Holy shit, you guys, what should I do? This is like super ultra mega bad news. Hirin's Nakanishi is like a legend around these parts. They say he's way tougher than even Kojima from Hakun. The scar on his face is supposed to be from one of the time that he fought a Yakuza man to man and never stepped down. I don't really know what to make of this. Well then, things are perfect. Looks like you're ready to rumble too. We won't be bothered by your numbers. You've gone too far to mess with Hirin. Huh? Who's messing with who around here? I don't know who the fuck Hirin is supposed to be, but nobody messes with Heikaiku High without learning a very painful lesson. Nobody. So while the Hirin guy is ready to fight, everyone else also showed up beside Kitano and Ryoko. Kitano and Ryoko and even Kurudo are just in surprise like when these guys appeared. It even took Nakashiki by surprise. And Kitano and Ryoko are like, what's going on, guys? Good timing, isn't it? You don't need to thank us. What, you? Why are you here? What are you doing right here right now? Whoa. To answer your question, I'm afraid I can't claim anything other than that we were spying on you. Too bad, Ryoko, you were almost there. Ryoko is blushing. Damn you, Takeshi! You're gonna pay for tying me up like that. People stopped and stared at me. It was humiliating. So what? It was your own fault. Ikuno, what do you think you were doing? Who cares? We weren't hurting anybody. That's not the point. Come on, Takeshi, we're gonna settle this right now. Right here. What? Damn it, don't you ever learn? Hey Guardian, that was hell of a way to take the initiative, bro. The hidden guys are just looking at them fighting with each other. You fucking bitches, get fucked! You got a bigger problem on your hands! And a couple of the guys tried to attack them, but Ryoko, Ikuno, and Takeshi, even Ugisu, took care of all of them and they were on the ground in seconds. What did we just say? This is Kitano-san's Heikaiku army. You don't mess with us unless you want a serious ass whooping. They all are standing with each other and they look really cool. You little! Go! Crush them! There are more guys coming at them. Oh geez, why does this happen every single time? Hell yeah, I ain't done this shit in forever. Everyone looks like they're ready to fight. Takeshi, Ikuno, Ryoko, and Ugisu are fighting bunch of guys and they're winning. And Kitano is just looking, what in the world is going on? What about us, Kurudo-san? Our manhood is ruined if we run now. Kurudo-san! Hey there, another one. Someone was bothering Ikuku, Ryoko's friend, and Kurudo saw this and jumped to help her. Hey, look at this cutie. Come on, girl, play with us. Kurudo came behind them and punched them right on the head and helped Ikuko. Huh? Kurudo seems real angry. Kurudo-san. Alright, I'm staying right here to protect Koiso Ryoko's friend A. I regret that I cannot join the battle, but she must be guarded. She could just stay hidden. But... No, you fools! This is Koiso Ryoko's friend. Are you saying you would have the friend to expose to the wicked fangs of the cretins? You must leave this to me, gentlemen. Now go. Listen to me, man. This is a battle for our very fate of Hekaiku, a battle to determine the fate of the world. Go! Kurudo made an excuse to stay out of the fight, and then here's Ugisu. Ugisu is doing some number on those guys too, and he's thinking, I knew this. I knew I was tough all this time. I couldn't win a fight. I was afraid. I might really be a wuss after all, but I was tough. I fucking kick ass. Ugisu is looking at Ryoko and Ikuno and Takeshi. They're just kicking and punching everyone and making them go down. I knew it. I wasn't weak after all. They're just fucking crazy strong. Damn, I joined one hell of a high school. Alright, bitches. Here comes a Hekaiku High number 8, Ugisu Takahashi. Get ready for some beatdown. The Hirin is getting scared. What's this? Who the hell are these people? They're monsters. We're being pushed back. We're gonna lose this. Then Nakanishi punched that guy, and he looked really pissed. This is pathetic. No wonder people say Hirin is all about numbers and nothing else. And then Nakanishi looked at Kitano. He's trying to stop everyone. Guys, can we stop fighting? Then Nakanishi went right in front of Kitano and looked at him and challenged him. But a fight, see, is over when one side's leader goes down. And now it's some other place. Kojima, win a while. How you win? Katayama? Been forever, actually. Haven't you seen out since, you know? I heard about you guys at Hirin. You're looking to take out Kitano from Hekaiku. That's today's plan. They are right in the middle of it now, I bet. We've been hearing all this talk about how Kitano just looks scary, but he might be totally normal on the inside. Nakanishi took all the troops and headed out to attack. And you didn't go? Me? You kidding? We both fought Kitano before. We know what the fuck is up. Kojima just smiled. That's right. It doesn't matter if he's normal or a thug. Exactly. Hell, I don't ever want to face that motherfucker again. I don't even think our boss can stop him. And here Nakanishi just punching Kitano, one after another. But Kitano is giving no reaction and Nakanishi is surprised. What's going on? I have hit dozens of times already and he just don't go down. No, wait, it can't be. Kitano just looked at him again and he seemed really scary. Nakanishi is screaming, He's a devil! No, they said that was just a rumor. You shouldn't fight. All have to get along. Kitano is just telling them to stop fighting, but Nakanishi came at him scared. And tried to punch him. Shichiro, Kitano-san, huh? Kitano-kun! And then Kitano finally gave him his final two-palm push. At the end of this dreamless, hopeless, inhospitable century, there was a boy who possessed a serenely honest and a simple heart. Kitano is crying after kicking that guy's ass. Don't cry about it, Kitano-san. You couldn't help it. It was out of self-defense. I feel so stupid. Here I'm always telling people not to fight. And what did I go and do? Beat someone up. You really whooped him. I never seen someone fly that far from a double palm strike. Ikuno! I'm so pathetic. It's okay, Kitano-san. He'll be fine. Yeah, I doubt he'll die. What? Stop it, Ikuno! Oh, look, someone knocked down. Ryoko distracted everyone and then pushed Kitano close to her and then finally she kissed Kitano. I don't see anyone. Neither do I. Must have imagined it. Crudo is crying. Koi Soryoko, how could you do that? No, stop, don't say. How could you lock lips with Kitano-san in front of all these people? What? Oh, you finally did it? You had to distract us first, cheapsteak. You don't understand. Kitano-kun was feeling terrible about himself. I was just... Now I'm depressed too, Koi Soryoko. Where is the kiss? No, what? No, that's not... I'll give him one too, just for good measure. Iguno was trying to kiss Kitano too. That's not how it works, people. To his nearly non-existent eyebrows and vicious bedhead that required the regular application of hair gel to keep under control. To his year-around ghost-pale skin and black marks under his eyes which made him look like a heroin addict. But his outward appearance from his tiny black irises. Good morning. Aren't you in a good mood? I guess doing the dirty deed makes you a different woman. Oh, would you just give it a rest already? And don't say dirty deed. It's misleading. Oh, hi blonde, how are ya? What? Don't act like that. I just saw you yesterday, dumb bitch. But he didn't mind his frighting looks. Well, look at that present. The whole Kitano family is out in forces this morning. So what? Who cares? Nobody cares about me, that's for sure. He totally ruined my reputation. And his angelic heart helped him overcome many trials and tribulations. That was all your fault. Sometimes he solved misunderstandings, and sometimes he received them. Look at the new face. Why does she look familiar? Look at the new teacher. I love you, Koi Soryoko. Stop that. Get away from me. I love you. Guardians on Pimp Game today. And he made many precious friends. Good morning, everybody. Nice weather out today, huh? Good morning, sir. Kitano-san. Everyone's here today. We were waiting for you. Shut up, you. I'll get him someday. The story of Kitano-kun, the boy with a heart like an angel, will continue long after this point, including many incidents to come and new friends to be made. And this is the end of our chapter. There are a writer's note at the end that I'm going to read. To tell the truth, as long as people read the manga, there really isn't a whole lot for me to go on about here. Personally, I'd be thankful if you saw this not as reading a manga called Angel Densetsu that some guy drew, but as peering into the world of Hikaiku Town, a sunny place with a little rain full of silly people who act out silly little events. That's why I chose to the best of my effort not to discuss the actual content of the manga in my author's comment on the cover flaps or hold character popularity polls and things of that nature. I don't have a problem with such things being held in other places. I just can't stand the thought of results of such context being allowed to color my own depictions of the story. Based on this attitude, you can imagine I don't really have a whole lot to add here, but because I ended up taking a lot of space to finish this last book, I got a few extra pages to work with, and I like to be able to maybe wrap things up nicely since it's the end and all. I think that if you agreed with the first things I mentioned here and want to preserve your view of the world of Angel Densetsu, you should probably stop reading here. As the author and writer of this afterword, I recommend it. Now, the first thing I like to touch upon is the characters. I often get questions like which character is your favorite. I always answer all of them. I realize that's a lame answer and pointing out a specific so-and-so would help spur more discussion about them, but it's the honest truth. I guess saying if I didn't like them, they wouldn't be in the manga is a better way to put it. Personally, the type of character that I enjoy is kind that'll go wild and evolve on their own once I've created them. Even if I draw someone that fits my own personal ideals, if they don't create action on their own, there's no use having them in the story. Even the villain character represents some facet of my own personality, so this goes for them too. In that way, all of the characters in the story are my favorite from the moment they were born. They just ran wild all over the page. In fact, in some cases, they ignored my original plans for them and totally changed the point of the story. I realize this is hard to believe, but it's true. Out of many characters in this story, if I had to choose one ultimately crucial person aside Kitano-kun, it would have to be Kurudo Tsukichi. As I mentioned several times in the author's comments, Angel Densetsu started as a one-shot. At the time, I was producing a whole batch of one-shots, and Angel Densetsu turned out to be one of them. But I only had it halfway finished. It was halfway finished because I was totally stumped in the middle of the story, And since I started with the premise and wrote on momentum, once I got stuck, I just stopped altogether. I couldn't do anything to get it started again. About the time that I gave up and started working on another plan, my editor at the time expressed an interest in Angel Densetsu idea and asked me to see the halfway finished draft. He loved what I had up to the point and told me to round it up into a full story no matter how many pages it took. As I was strictly bound to no more than 31 pages at the time, those words loosened up all the stress in my shoulder and proved to be the motivation for me to sit down in front of the blank 14th page and summon forth the character we know as Kurudo Tsukichi. After that point, it was easy as pie. The second half of the story, which I had struggled with for days, ended up being sketched out and finalized in grand total of less than 2 hours, and it even fits snugly with the 31-page limit. It was just one instance of many where I was forced to acknowledge the mysterious difference that can be made between the characters created by the same person. In fact, if you go back and read the one-shot, it's chapter 1, you'll easily recognize that Kitano-kun is the protagonist of the first half of the story, while Kurudo clearly takes the position in the second half. So you see, Kurudo, who appears to be just a foil for the main character, is in fact so crucial to the manga that were it not for him, Angel Densetsu might never have existed. Therefore, while he might have not appeared in every chapter and played a crucial role in the story at large, Kurudo has always been the second protagonist of Angel Densetsu to me. Also, when I started, I figured the gig would last a year and I might get 2 volumes out of it, if I was lucky. How shocked I would have been, I known at the time, that it would eventually span to whole 15 books. I'm sure that if you told me then, I'll ask what the hell I drew to get it so long. In fact, the reason that Angel Densetsu, which I never felt totally in control over from the word go, lasted this long is because of Kitano-kun and then many other characters within it. As I said earlier, all the author can really do is to create his characters, and after that point, it's the characters who create Angel Densetsu. So no matter that the manga we call Angel Densetsu ends here, the lives of the people of Hikaiku Town will continue on without us. When you imagine what happens on the second field trip, what happens when Kitano-kun visits a convenience store late at night, what happens if bank robbers attack the bank when he's inside, and everything else that will happen in our character's life, Hikaiku Town and its funny, curious people are alive and evolving in your head. Lastly, this story is dedicated to all the people who read this story and loved this little world. Yagi Norihiro. Thanks for reading. And this is how the author of the book ends things here, with the drawing at the end. And this is the end for me too. This is going to be Angel Densetsu's last episode. I had a lot of fun reading it. I never read a manga before, and this was the first manga that I read. That's because when I watched 2 episodes, I was like, I gotta get to the end of this story, and then I started reading it. And then the COVID hit and I had some time, so I made episodes for other people too. And after all that, we finally reached today where I finished all the chapters in Angel Densetsu. I'm going to remake the 3rd episode once again. Other than that, this is the end of Angel Densetsu, and I really like the story, and I really thank the author Yagi Norihiro for such a beautiful story. Thanks everyone to listening to my episodes too. This is final goodbye. Sayonara.